There's something about Seattle that makes Phillip Frankland Lee feel at home.
So I dropped out of school when I was 15, traveled the world really in a punk band for several years. My ethos and my soul is DIY, you know, and I get a lot of that vibe in Seattle. I've always loved it here.
A native of Los Angeles, Phillip and his wife Margarita are the chef owners of Sushi By Scratch Restaurants, with locations in LA, Montecito, Miami, Austin, and here in South Lake Union.
We are a 10-seat omakase-only sushi bar. Guests actually come into the restaurant via reservation only. There's a little doorbell out front. So you start in this room with a beautiful cocktail. We then take you into the sushi bar where you sit right up to the cutting boards of the chefs. Up first, we're going to do a little hamachi, also known as Japanese yellowtail.
Dining at Sushi By Scratch Restaurants is decidedly personal. Chefs interacting with guests as they prepare what Phillip describes as a 17-course, omakase-inspired tasting menu.
Omakase is a term that's become very, very popular throughout the States in the past decade, and what it quite literally means is I trust you. What we're doing here is a little bit further than just you choose for me. We have a restaurant that is designed to be a tasting menu that's inspired by all of the omakase that I've had over the years. And so with a tasting menu, the idea is that we take you on sort of this journey.
There are no chopsticks here. Each piece of sushi is designed to be eaten with your hands in a single sublime bite. And each of those bites works in combination with the others to tell a larger story.
This is my favorite course of the menu. This is roasted bone marrow. I often get asked, you know, is that what you're doing traditional? Or in fact, I'm told what you're doing isn't traditional. And it's actually funny because the question is, what do you mean by tradition? The tradition of omakase is different than the tradition of sushi. But the tradition of omakase would be that each chef is sort of telling the story of their childhood, of the neighborhood they grew up in sort of the flavors and the presentation of what they're doing. So for me to be traditional, or to honor that tradition, I have to tell the story of my childhood.
There are 6 signature courses served at every Sushi By Scratch restaurant's location. The remaining 11 are unique to Seattle and rotate based on what's fresh and in season.
So next up, we are going to have some Japanese eel. And this eel is going to be prepared quite differently than probably anything you've had before.
It's a concept recognized with one of the culinary world's highest honors. In 2021, the Montecito location of Sushi By Scratch Restaurants earned a coveted Michelin star.
It's something that I always hoped for, not even anything I ever expected or thought possible. Yeah, I'm just really honored.
That's just unequivocally the best unagi I've ever had.
While the Michelin Guide doesn't hand out stars in Seattle just yet, Phillip's standards and approach remain the same: to make each meal here an experience.
So you should feel like, wow, I stepped out of my reality and into this bubble that I hope I actually never have to leave. And then you step back into reality and you go, wow, that was a trip. I want to go back.
For Seattle Refined, I'm Brandon Bernstead.